welcome to my channel. My name is Adorin Kelawao, and today I'm going to you know share my insights about a question that my sister, one of my sisters, just asked me. So she asked me this question, and she said that how do I get to know myself better, like the real me? How can I get to know myself on a deeper level? And the answer that I gave her was that doing your inner work, and especially shadow work, is what I know would guarantee that you know yourself on a more intimate level, um, on a better level. So inner work is just you know you doing some digging into your thoughts, into your feelings, into your emotions, into your childhood, into your behavior right now, behavior when you were a child, finding the connections and how you have evolved over the years, finding out what traumatized you and where your behavior changed over the years. So it's it might look like a lot of work, but it's actually a lot of fun also, because you dig up things about yourself that are actually interesting and life changing in a way. So shadow work is part of the things you do when you are doing your inner work. Shadow work basically means that you are shining some light on your shadows. And when we say shadows, we're talking about some thoughts, some feelings, some emotions, some behaviors of yours that you have on the subconscious level, that you have hidden away because of various reasons. You might feel a little bit embarrassed about them, you might be ashamed, you might feel some guilt about those things, and you might feel like, okay, if people knew those things about you, they won't really accept you, they won't love you, or they won't appreciate you. So different reasons why we have things down in one in some dark places in our subconscious that we actually are not really ready to face until we push ourselves, or we are pushed, or we are triggered to face it. So some of those triggers, if you are not doing your maybe shadow work or inner work consciously, some of the things that might force you to face those things are things like stress, like grief, like trauma, or like anger. So those things would trigger you, and all those things that you've been denying about yourself would come up. And you would agree with me that sometimes those things can come up in in places where you don't really want those things to come on. And that is why you should be doing your own inner work at your own pace, at your own place, like taking charge of them before they start to control you and start to show up in places that you'd rather not display them at. So I one of the ways that you can do inner work and shadow work is by journaling, and by figuring out, there are a lot of guides out there that you can find online. You can find some guides, and you can find some questions that would trigger you to think deeper and try and trace some things, that some behaviors in yourself. You can also try to always be self-aware. Try and watch your thoughts, because everything comes from the thoughts, like in your head. So if you pay attention to the thoughts in your head, the words, the vocabulary that comes into your head at some certain scenarios, you would begin to notice some patterns, and you might feel like, okay, I think I should change this talk in my head. I've noticed that when this thing happens, I think this way and I think that way. And by the time you start doing all of that, by the time you would realize that you start catching some patterns. And when you start to catch some patterns, you would see things you love and you want to do more of. You also see things that you do not really like, and you want to cut it and drop it off. And you see things you would like to upgrade. So basically, that's the whole idea of doing your inner work. So inner work basically means you going deep down into your subconscious to, you know, do some pattern recognition. And then when you recognize some patterns, you see, is it serving me? If it's serving me, okay, let me continue. Is it not serving me? If it's not serving me, I would like to cut it off. I would like to start doing, you know, thinking better thoughts and feeling better, you know, feelings, and, you know, putting myself in better places that serve my highest good, that make me happy. Because at the end of the day, that's what you want. You want a happy you. And then a happy you can begin to get all the things that you've always, you know, dreamed of and desired. So I hope you find this helpful. I'm currently running a shadow work 11-day shadow work challenge on, you know, on WhatsApp with, you know, some women. I personally do shadow work from time to time. I like to check to see, you know, catch myself in, you know, some patterns and see what I can do to change them. So I shared with my inner circle that I was going to do, and some women decided to, you know, join me and would be doing that work together. So if you're interested in doing this and you would love me to coach you, you can send me an email at drrinkelawal@gmail.com, and I'll be really happy to, you know, be of service. And, you know, we can work on your shadows, and we can do your work on, you know, your inner work journey. We can plan it out together via coaching. So do let me know if you would, you know, love that. Reach out to me. So thank you so much. I hope you have, you know, gained one thing or the other. If you have, please like and subscribe, and then you can share to whoever you think, you know, would find this really useful. Thank you. See you in the next video. Bye.